Welcome back. All right, eagle-eyed viewers will notice that says August 8th on it. This is going live August the 11th. I am into my pre-recording phase before I go on vacation. So I pre-record my videos so that there's videos going live while I'm there from the studio so that I don't have to shoot from a hotel. I used to shoot from hotels. It didn't go well. Whether it was the audio, video, whether it was the internet, it just didn't go well, and it took way longer than it should have, so it's easier for me just to pre-record. And since the players that I like in Vegas aren't going to change, and the players for Buffalo, the last video I did, aren't going to change, these are easy ones to do in order to, get myself ahead, give all you fine people on the internet something to consume during my time off. And so let's go ahead and talk about the Vegas Golden Knights, my 20 favorite Golden Knights, starting with number 20. Keegan Kolesar. Kolesar had a very good season for Vegas this year, and I like his game a lot. One of the best, I think, third liners in the game that people don't talk enough about. So Kolesar, for me, gets the number 20 spot. Number 19. I spelled this wrong on the paper. I'm going to fix it on the board. I got to talk to the entertainment guy about, spelling errors. Because first it was Mark Mathot in the Ottawa video, and now Alex Martinez. Come on, entertainment guy. Do better. So, I'll be pre-recording entertainment guy videos too because he's lazy. But yeah, Alec Martinez, number 19. Excellent defenseman, shot blocker. Wins the Stanley Cup with Vegas on top of the two that he had in LA, so don't be surprised if Martinez shows up on the LA list as well. He was one of those players. Vegas gets these, I've always said they get that shiny new object, and at one point that was Alec Martinez. See, the entertainment guy's got it in my head now. Alec Martinez, who just retired, and I hope he has a wonderful time in retirement. Not the entertainment guy, he's got to do some work first. Number 18. So, I'm going to guess that when I get to Seattle, it's going to be almost everybody who's currently on the team. And for Vegas, there's going to be a lot of current players as well, including Pavel Dorofeyev. I've been a big fan of Dorofeyev's for years. It was nice to see him get the opportunity this year to show what he could do, and he can score. And he'd always shown that ability. He just didn't get the opportunity to necessarily play those minutes. And now that he got him, now that he's shown he can score, here's to hoping he can do it again this year and earn himself a nice, big, long extension from the Vegas Golden Knights. One of the rare homegrown talents for the Vegas Golden Knights. A lot of their players are brought in via free agency or they're guys still from the expansion draft, but there you go. Number 17 for Vegas. I think one of the nice stories early on was Derek England. England had a good career in the National Hockey League, but it was definitely rejuvenated by playing for the Vegas Golden Knights. And being from the area, he seemed to have a seamless transition to playing in Vegas. And he was one of those glue guys early on for the Vegas Golden Knights. So I feel like England, still, if I'm ranking favorite Golden Knights, England's still on the list. He was on the list the last time I did this as well. All right, number 16. Tomasz Nosek. Although it's been Nosek or Noshek. I've heard it both ways. In Vegas, it was Nosek. Now he's back to Noshek, it seems. But either way, whatever you pronounce it as, very good bottom six forward for the Vegas Golden Knights. Honest effort every night. Yep. Solid every shift. Yep. So he gets on the board at number 16. Number 15. And a defenseman. It's the third defenseman. Look at this. Forward defenseman, forward defenseman, forward. Man. It does not stay like that. Braden McNabb. One of the original Misfits. Braden McNabb. He had no problem once he got to Vegas. Honestly, McNabb's had some ups and downs over the years, sure. But honestly, I think Vegas helped save his career too. He has been excellent for Vegas. He's been there a long time. He's obviously got a Stanley Cup ring. And McNabb is one of the underrated players on that blue line. I almost got Hanifin on this list. I'll give Hanifin an honorable mention. He hasn't played that long in Vegas, so I felt like Kolesar belongs on the list instead of Hanifin. When you get into favorites, it can get kind of tricky. So Braden McNabb gets 15th spot. I only mentioned Hannafin because I was talking about their blue line. And at number 14, well, it's a forward. Original Golden Knight, or original misfit, William Carrier. Carrier's career picked up after he got to Vegas, as most of those players did that first year. Very good third line forward. Still, I like him as a third line forward in the NHL, third or fourth line, either way. Carrier, physical. One thing about those Golden Knights, they were very physical that first couple of years. They're not as physical now. I'm always surprised when I do a review and I put hits on the board and I see Vegas with like 10. Like, really? 10 hits in a game from Vegas? It's 10? But Carrier was a player who wasn't shy out there and gave them some good physical play in the bottom six. Number 13. I'm still putting Nate Schmidt on the board. Nate Schmidt was on the board the last time I talked about Vegas. He's going on there again. Schmidt's bounced around the league a little bit. Now he's got a Stanley Cup ring from Florida. I think Schmidt at times has been overly criticized. I also think at times he may be overhyped by teams that pick him up. So the truth about Schmidt is probably somewhere in the middle. He's probably not as good as the hype is around him sometimes. And I don't think he's as bad as some people might think at other times as well. I know he had a rough time of it a couple of different places before getting to Florida. But in Vegas, I thought Schmidt was very good for them. So, yeah, I would also say an honorable mention would go to Ben Hutton, who I liked in Vancouver, and I'm glad that he's had a good career with the Vegas Golden Knights. Number 12. Alex Tuch. Alex Tuch was traded away for Eichel, part of that trade anyway, involving Eichel. Alex Tuch, an energy forward and so dangerous, scared the hell out of me anytime that a team I rooted for was against Vegas in the playoffs. If Tuch had a chance to get a rush down the wing, I was just absolutely horrified. And there were times where I would say to the TV, why is he wide open? Why didn't anybody cover him? You got to watch him. Tuch, nothing but respect for his game. He has brought it to that next level in Buffalo as well. But it all starts with Vegas. I feel like with Vegas, he became such a good National Hockey League player. So, Alex Tuch. Number 11 on the board. Now, it's written as Nicholas Raw. I'm writing Nick Raw. I don't remember the last time I heard Nicholas. I would imagine the last time he was called Nicholas was probably by his mother. To me, it's Nick Raw. So, Nick Raw's on the board. Of course, he gets traded out to the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Mitch Marner trade. No, Mitch Marner's not on the board before anybody asks. He hasn't played a game for Vegas yet. I can get away with when I do, who my favorite players are on a team before a season gets started and saying this player's changed teams and he can be my favorite player. But for this, you got to have played games for the team. That just doesn't work. There have been times where I've said my favorite player on a team is this guy, and it's somebody who got traded there during the offseason. This is a little different. This is the all-time list. Nick Raw's on the list. Mitch Marner will be on the list the next time I do this, which will probably be another 5 years down the road. I think 5 years works for this. I don't think sooner than 5 years does. Number 10 on the list, a goaltender. Adin Hill. Adin Hill toiled around in Arizona at the time that he went to Vegas. Nobody batted an eye. Nobody thought anything of it. Logan Thompson is not on the list. He may very well be on the list for Washington. He's not on the list with Vegas. But Adin Hill, he came in to the playoffs after Brossoit got hurt, after Thompson got hurt, and he takes the Vegas Golden Knights to the Stanley Cup. He wasn't the sole reason they won it, of course, but he definitely helped, and he didn't cost them any games. Now he's got a really long by goalie standards contract, and he's well paid, and rightfully so. So kudos to Adin Hill. I'm a big fan of him because he showed that, you don't give up on the dream just when you're having setbacks with a team that, it was Arizona. It just wasn't working. It wasn't at San Jose as well. And here he is. Number 9 on the board. Alex Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo, of course, coming out of St. Louis, where he won a cup in 2019. Then he wins a cup in Vegas in 2023. It does look like his career may very well be done at this point in time. He's going to go on LTIR to start the season and probably won't be coming off of it. If this is the end for Pietrangelo's NHL career, I honestly wish him the best and that he gets good health and that what's been ailing him gets better. Especially hips, man, that's got to be really painful. And he sacrificed his body for the game. How can you not like somebody who sacrificed their body for the game? I know there are people who don't like Pietrangelo, but to me, if you sacrifice your body for the game, I can't really say a whole lot of negative things because you were willing to make that sacrifice. Number 8 on the board. So, shiny new object. I thought he gave him good hockey. I did. And when Max Pacioretty was jettisoned away from the Vegas Golden Knights, I wasn't necessarily, like, I understood why, but yeah, I kind of thought Patches deserved a little bit better than that. So, yeah, Max Pacioretty gets number 8 on the list. Of course, he's still a UFA at the time I'm recording this. We'll see if that stays the case. It looks like he'll go back to Toronto if he keeps playing, in the event that Toronto wants to keep him. But yeah, Pacioretty being jettisoned from Vegas is one of those things that I thought was kind of a shame because I thought he played some really good hockey there. Number 7. So I didn't have Shea Theodore in the top 20 defensemen this year. Doesn't mean I don't like the defenseman. And I know that that's something that people will see that as correlation. Like, okay, so Shannon didn't put this guy on this list, so you must not like him. That's not true. That's not what it is. But Shea Theodore has been a very good defenseman for Vegas their entire time there, and he is worth every penny of his contract. His cap hit's right around the same as Noah Hannafin's. Vegas doesn't really, like, they're going to always have cap issues because they're always a very good team and guys are going to make a little bit more. But they have some really good contracts. They have smart management. And like I've said in the past, they've shown they're willing to be a bit ruthless. It's not meant as an insult. I know that Kelly McCrimmon doesn't like that that's the reputation they have. I don't see it as an insult at all. I think it's going to be the way of things. That if you want to win a championship, you have to be at least a little bit treacherous in how you handle things. And sometimes that's going to mean trading out players and, you know, your loyalties to that drive for the Stanley Cup, not necessarily to all 20 guys in the locker room. Number 6 on the board. Second time I wrote that name on the board tonight. Mark Stone. So Mark Stone, after the trade from Ottawa, everybody discovered what I already knew, which was he was a very good forward. I don't know if he's going to be able to play a full schedule going forward. I know he's said he will be able to, but when you have back problems, as Stone has had, that's always going to be there. As much as he can strengthen it, he can work out, he can do all that, there's always a chance that back gets tweaked, especially as you get older, right? Trust me, as you get older, aches and pains that would have gone away in a day or two, all of a sudden they last a week. All of a sudden that bruise you get, maybe it lasts a couple of weeks. I'm not speaking from experience. Why would you think that? But anyways, yeah, Mark Stone for me is number 6. Hopefully he plays a full schedule this year, and we see what he can do in a nice, healthy playoff run. Number 5. Jonathan Marchessault. Sorry for all that silence, but that's a long name. It's a long name to write. One thing about the Vegas Golden Knights now, they don't have all the long names. I used to complain about how they had all the long names. That's changed now. Marchessault's gone. Chandler Stevenson's gone. Stevenson didn't make the top 20. Pietrangelo now looks like he's going out on LTIR. All those long names seem to be going by the wayside, so makes it a little bit easier for me to write up the review. Not that anybody cares. But yeah, Jonathan Marchessault, obviously one of the heroes of their Stanley Cup run, and he will always be remembered for that. I would fully expect his number to be retired when his career comes to an end in Vegas. In fact, I think there's going to be a number of original Vegas Golden Knights players that they're going to do things for them when their careers come to an end. They're going to have, I think they'll have a Ring of Honor, same as other teams have, and I think we'll see jersey retirements for some of those original misfits and for guys who won the Stanley Cup with the team as well. Remarkable run the Vegas Golden Knights have had from day one, which all NHL fans are quite happy about how well things have gone in Vegas. Number 4. Oh, original misfit, you say? And one who got traded back to the team, yes, Riley Smith. Riley Smith played in Dallas. He played in Boston. That definitely helps in terms of my fandom. And I thought when he got to Vegas and played really, really well, I thought it was a good way to tell both Boston and Dallas, hey, you might have made a mistake letting them go when they did. But Riley Smith, good Vegas Golden Knight. Now he's back in Vegas. And I mean, he's still a good forward. He's not the same player that he was back during that first year in Vegas, but he's a useful forward for them. From here going, I don't want to say forward again. I keep wanting to say going forward. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say going forward. Number 3. So when Jack Eichel arrived in Vegas, there was this sort of shroud of uncertainty because he was getting that disc replacement surgery, right? Which Buffalo didn't want him to have because it was considered experimental. No NHL player had ever had it before. And Vegas was like, sure, you can do that. All right. And it has worked really, really well. Jack Eichel has played some of his best hockey in Vegas. And I think as a redemption story, coming out of Buffalo, all that criticism for years about how he wasn't good enough, Buffalo wasn't winning because Eichel wasn't good enough, and if he was any good, they'd be a playoff team, and then he goes to Vegas and wins the Stanley Cup. So, and he wasn't a passenger for that Stanley Cup run either. He was one of the key driving forces for the team. Just he didn't have to be the guy every night, so that made it a little bit easier. Number 2 on the list. Marc-Andre Fleury. Yes. I still remember my first trip to Las Vegas, and I missed the chocolate Marc-Andre Fleury by a day. It was in the Bellagio, and it was gone when I got there. I missed it by a day. Carnell took me to the Bellagio to show. I think I went with Carnell. Didn't I go with you, Carnell? I don't know that Carnell's going to watch this. I think I went with Carnell to that, and it was gone. They had just taken it out. I was like, oh, well, all right. No chocolate Marc-Andre Fleury for me, I guess. Even just to look at it. I wasn't going to eat the darn thing. But Marc-Andre Fleury obviously was a hero to the city of Las Vegas. And just having retired also was a hero. He had an amazing response from the crowd during his last appearance in Las Vegas. I know that a lot of people think that because of the way that he left Vegas and went to Chicago that there's probably a lot of bad feelings. Not between the fans and the player. I think Marc-Andre Fleury will go back into Vegas. I think that they will do something for him, whether it's a Ring of Honor, whether it's a number retirement. I think that all of this will get basically forgiven because Marc-Andre Fleury's a great guy. He doesn't seem like the type to hold a grudge. And he was the driving force for that team when they went to the Stanley Cup final in 2018. Number 1 on the sheet. As in the sheet I wrote this down on. Number 1 on the board as well. It's Wild Bill. My favorite Vegas Golden Knight from day one has been William Karlsson. And there hasn't been anybody who's been close. William Karlsson, I don't care where he's playing in the lineup. He is my favorite member of the Golden Knights. Having watched a couple of Vegas games in person and watching his play in person made a big difference. He's an excellent player, very composed, smart player, and good at both ends of the ice. So William Karlsson to me is my favorite member of the Vegas Golden Knights in their history. It's not an overly long history, but it's been a very successful history. And like I said, hockey fans are quite happy about it. There you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below as always. Hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. And I would expect over this week people are going to see just how many hours I put in to get the pre-recording done. Just for, making sure that I can enjoy my time off. So there you go. Thank you guys for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.